is up, guys, and welcome to the VisualWood podcast, episode number
62.
63.
Damn it. You can't trust me to get it right.
You are terrible.
Wow, dude. Jesus.
Come on, don't you dare. Not right here in this podcast, all right?
Man, how long have we been recording? Like, not even a minute, and you just told me I'm terrible. Is this the kind of relationship we have?
We have a great relationship, okay? You just tweeted out a nice tweet about our relationship, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
The fact that... Yeah.
You go ahead. Yeah, tell everyone what you tweeted out just now.
Okay, I was tempted... Okay, so about 10 minutes ago, maybe a little bit longer, I was as naked as the day I came out of my mother. And and we had to record the podcast. And Matt was like, hey, do you want to record? I said, oh, yeah, just give me a second. I'm a tiny little bit naked right now. His instant response, like less than half a second to type this, he typed facecam ?
Listen, I'm just trying to get to know you more.
I'm just not used to this kind of, forwardness.
Are you sure about that? I don't know. Recent stories say...
Okay, all right. Maybe I am used to some level of forwardness. But not from you, man. I never expected this from you. All right?
Well, you have to expect it now. So what have you been doing this week?
Why are you throwing this at me? I also said to Matt about a minute before the podcast, before we recorded, oh, I actually have nothing to contribute this week. I haven't been doing anything. Dude, I've just been busy. I feel bad about GW2 videos at the moment because, I missed one day early on in this week. I missed a day, right? And that was when the Dragon Bash Festival came out. I should have done the video on that day. So then the next day I did the Dragon Bash Festival but then there was a bunch more news. So now there's and I've been a day behind, and now I've dropped 2 days, and I just feel like, oh, God. It's like I feel like I've missed all these opportunities. You've had that diligence, Matt. You've had it, and I haven't.
Diligence. I feel like you're using it wrong. I feel like it has something to do with quality. Does it? Diligence.
No. Diligence is just persistent, consistent work ethic and effort. That's all it is. If you're diligently doing something day in, day out,
kind of not so quality, but kind of quality. Okay, I get you.
Well, a diligent person will probably produce quality work. You could say that. If you're diligently working on the same thing, beyond expectations, then yeah.
So did you talk about the glider stuff? Because people have been
that's the thing.
Ridiculous about it. Like, people are like, some people are like, oh, it's good. Some people are like, oh, it's terrible. Oh, they suck. And a lot of people are actually, I guess it's kind of more negative than it is positive.
Yeah, right.
Recently.
So the day I did my Dragon Bash thing was the day that the gliders thing came out. I watched it, and overall I enjoyed what they said in POI. But now I feel like there's some huge controversy, and it's been 2 days, and I haven't put my hat in, and now I feel like it's easier to just not. But I don't know, dude.
You should,
I think
so you can get some of the craziness that's happening.
Yeah, I think my opinion on it really is, I think some people might have heard gliding, and especially from the trailer, you can't blame people for this, sort of thought, oh, flying in Guild Wars 2. It's just that we'll only be able to fly in the Maguma jungle. And I remember before this live stream came out, there were tons of people saying stuff like, oh, yeah, they're doing the Arcade thing. It was amazing in Arcade. Oh. And I remember a lot of comments even saying, oh, they're doing flying better than Ion did flying already. Like, people thought it was flying. And so I think if people were, seriously thinking, oh, this is going to be so much freedom of movement, blah, 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 then they're a little bit mistaken, and I think that could have been what let people down. That said, I do think there are problems with it. I do think it looked really clunky getting onto the glider. I think the animations need improving.
And then spamming F. I mean, not spamming F.
Spamming F.
It's space. Yeah, it's space to get on the glider. That's the one thing I do not like. Everything else I kind of expected because they're putting this into the game. I automatically assume, maybe my expectations were low, that is going to be limitations of the hardware. Even though Super Adventure Rocks was pretty cool and out of the box, I kind of figured it was going to be a little bit weird. Yeah, I expected it to be. Well, overall, I'm okay with it, right? But I expected you to be able to jump off and get your glider immediately. right?
Yeah, well, so
like
here's
maybe
the question,
double press
though.
space or something like that.
They said that this was 2 tiers into the mastery, okay? Now, I'm assuming, okay, and I hope that this is a reasonable assumption, a reasonable speculation to make, that the mastery tracks actually take a long time to get through, right? And they've got a lot of different tiers associated with them. So they said that they were like tier 2 for the gliding or whatever. Maybe how would you feel if there are masteries that allow you to equip the glider quicker? Until eventually it's, you can equip it instantly, until it's eventually it's... it equips automatically, stuff like that. What would you feel
I'm
about
fine
that?
with that. I'm totally fine with that. I was speculating, like, I'm pretty sure your stamina bar is gonna get way longer than it is now once you get higher into the mastery track. Like that's not an issue, and people are just really upset about it, and they're like mad. Like I was like just having some discussion with them, and even that, like, people are just like very mad. I'm like, oh okay. I don't understand what you guys are mad about. But yeah, I guess they really hyped up Heart of Thorns. And it's repeating. This is repeating itself again, where people are just not as impressed as they want to be, and they're just being very negative.
That's reasonable. I think definitely animations. So, what do you think about the idea that people want? I see this come up a lot. I wanted gliding. I didn't want parachuting. I didn't want falling slower.
Right.
What do you think of comments like that? Well, what's your opinion there?
That's that's not parachuting at all. You are gliding, and he showed it. How far you've got. Like there was a part when it jumped off from the hill where they're shooting the snipers, where they're using the snipers, and she floated a very far way down, all the way down. That's not parachuting at all. I mean, I guess what he means, he wants to be in the same kind of like. Cube World, where you go down very small, very, very slow, and you're constantly moving forward very quickly.
You could level that glider up like a beast, though. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember how quickly you could move around the map in the end?
Right, exactly. It was really cool to level up the glider, because in the beginning you kind of sucked in the beginning, and that's what I'm hoping for in Guild Wars 2, because in Cube World there was a stamina bar that you will automatically fall off.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
So, but it worked, and everyone loved it, but people are complaining about it here. You know?
See, I wonder whether, one thing you can say is you can say, well, look, if you're ArenaNet, why aren't you demonstrating the gliding on a toon that has the masteries maxed out, and in an area where there is a lot of fly time, and there are a lot of these gusts that you can get
not in this small little map.
And the fact that they didn't do that could be a sign that they really don't have it all worked out just yet, that maybe all the mastery stuff isn't ironed out just yet, maybe the controls are just genuinely clunky right now, and they're banking on it later.
That's too scary, because they're going to come out with beta and stuff. Like, how long have they been working on this? They need to answer that, and they don't want to answer that, because maybe it's really bad. Because if they... that scared me when they first showed the demo, because was it last week, they showed that this was going to be the demo at PAX, and it's just this really tiny map with this really meh adventure, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty small to be a demo. I understand people need to play 30 minutes and then get tossed out, and then someone else steps in the line. I think it's just scary to think that what they're showing us hasn't been ironed out yet. They don't have all the mastery systems in place of what you're going to be able to level up, and that the free falling mechanic, when you're free falling and you press space, that was just something they tossed in just to show people for alpha footage. And I was just I would be kind of disappointed in that they didn't have this fleshed out already, because it's been so long. It's going to go into beta. People are going to look at this as, oh, am I going to buy the expansion or not? They could do this whole thing where it's just like, oh, it's going to come out and then they're going to, fix it later. No. The people don't like that. People don't like that.
One thing for me that, like, the idea of flying or gliding or whatever isn't actually as exciting to me as to just what it means in terms of the Metroidvania stuff. They said at one point on the live stream, and this was something that really excited me, and I think the majority of people in the community are really overlooking this part. And this was specifically when they said, look, well, when you first get into the jungle, maybe you can't do very much, but you get that mastery point, and now you can jump on the mushrooms, and jumping on the mushrooms allows you to reach some new vista or something. You got another mastery point, and now you remember ages somewhere else. Oh, I could actually go back, like that zigzagging around, and that's true RPG exploration to me, and that's so exciting to me. Like this incredible feeling of being able to, and the fact that gliding enables you to do stuff like that. Like when I saw them just go to that skill point, right? Just fly across that gap. Do you know how exciting that's going to be to see that friggin' gap there and be like, there's a skill point over there. I want that. That is cool stuff, dude. And can you imagine that in later maps as well, where they're huge distances, just looking like way out there,
updrafts and everything. That's another thing I talk about. Is imagine just a big area just filled with updrafts. And again, you can just fly around to get all these chests and different areas, and maybe even a little side city with which you can level up your lore mastery, which is kind of one of my most exciting mastery tracks that I'm going to be leveling up.
But to me, it's not about the flying around part necessarily. It's the part where I go into this room as a bit of a noob or whatever, and I see all these updrafts around and stuff, and I see that it looks intense. Maybe I even see another damn player flying around out there, and I'm just filled with this incredible enthusiasm and excitement to keep playing and get those masteries, and then I finally have that payoff moment where I go back and I get to do it. That is what seriously excites me, and the fact that the gliding is kind of clunky-ish, right, or it's not full-on flying as some people seem to think it was going to be, kind of comes a little bit second to that. But I do think they need to iron it out. I don't like that you can kind of turn on a dime. I feel like it should feel a lot more like a glider. And right now, it just looks a bit too clunky at the moment, and they didn't show it off at its best,
No, they didn't. They definitely didn't. I would hope that they can touch up the animations, and what they're showing us is not the final product. I mean, that's what I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
See, I'm scared of stuff like that as well. I hear constantly, and not just in the Guild Wars 2 community, just gaming in general.
Right.
Oh, friggin' even with movies and stuff, like a trailer comes out, like the new Jurassic Park trailer came out. Oh, the dinosaurs look less real than the 1990s movies. What's up with this? And then everyone always retorts, it's still in development. The CGI is going to get better. You know what, guys? Very rarely does it actually get much better. You don't think they're bringing their A game to these demonstrations? Do you please? It's just a stupid little marketing line people throw out.
Trailers are from the movies.
Right, but and it's one of these comments, and sometimes CGI does improve, absolutely, and a lot of things chop and change from trailers and things. But that kind of reasoning, it goes everywhere, and it's that same reason. If we sit there as a community and say, "Oh yeah, the gliders look kind of clunky, but it'll probably be fixed. Don't worry, look, we're pre-beta at the moment. This is alpha." I think you have to be really scared of that, because sometimes there are things wrong, and the criticism is warranted. And for me, the main thing that is warranted about all of this glider stuff is how clunky a lot of the animations look, getting in and out of it, and just some of that quality of life associated with them. I think that's a serious concern, and I'm certainly voicing it, at least here when I do a video.
I just want to be able to equip the glider. That's what I want.
Just run around with it.
Yeah, I want to be able to equip the glider and be able to just jump off and float. I mean, we got to understand that maybe this is just like the beta phase for the glider entirely. Like, this is only going to be in the jungle right now. People are already like, oh my gosh, it might be in PvP, it might be in World v World, it might be in the other maps.
Well, no,
it's just going to be in the jungle for right now. It's just it's slowly getting put into the game. We're going a little bit far out there, and my expectations were low, so I was okay with what they were showing to me. Huh?
Like Guild Rushes. Someone in my guild brought this up the other day. I thought it was really cool. Friggin' Guild Rush using gliders.
Yeah.
Think about that. And everyone's like flying around. You've got a whole guild of 100 people flying through like these narrow causeways and stuff. My God, that'd be so cool.
What I would like is being able to break out the map and then float from the top. Yeah. I remember getting on top of Divinity's Reach, and that junk is fun. Being able to float from on top of that, oh man, so many things you can do with that. Yes, it's exciting, but are they gonna do it? Probably not anytime soon. They're not gonna.
I don't know whether we'll ever see them. Those maps just don't work.
It just doesn't work. Exactly. It's just gonna be weird.
Even if they dragged and dropped it in a way that meant you couldn't break out of maps, it's still not a fun feature. It's just like, oh yeah, I get to double tap space every now and then. I suppose it'd be kind of fun.
No, of course it's going to be fun. Don't say it.
Yeah, no, but it's not the same as when they design it into the maps. It's not going to be as fun as the Maguma jungle, where you've got these gaps you can fly across to get skill points and stuff like that, and there's real purpose to it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. But yeah, they're not. I don't think they're going to bring it anytime soon.
I don't think they are flat out, to be honest.
People really think that Arena is going to pull one of those things where it's just like, oh, guess what? Tengu, guess what? You can use the glider anywhere. Guess what? Nah, I think what they have shown was expected from me from ANET. Not to say it was, it's bad. It's just that I was expecting it to look.
You have reasonable people expectations. What?
Yeah.
You're not basing your purchase of the expansion entirely on the idea of gliding. What?
I'm more for masteries in general. I want lore. I want all the exploration. I want the specialization stuff. I want that. I want.
Are you decided yet on whether you're going to go Revenant or Guardian specialization?
I'm going to do all of them. What are you talking about? I'm going to have no life.
Well, everyone has a main though, bro. Come on.
I main Guardian. I know how to use Guardian way more than I know how to use anything else. Even though I play a lot too much of everything else.
Okay.
I want to play you. I want to fight you 1v1. 1v1.
Whoa, what is this? You're asking me for 1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me IRL, bro.
I want to see your experience and learn how you fight with an Ellie. Because I would like to learn Ellie as well.
I guess it depends on the spec I'm running. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
At some point we can do that. We can do maybe a VisualWood versus or something.
Yeah, for real.
Or high adrenaline and whatnot.
Right, this time on Skype. Anyways, I want to interrupt this conversation with a special segment.
I find that very rude.
Special segment by Jaden Smith. Have you ever heard of Jaden
what is
Smith?
this, bro?
Yeah, right. Okay. So, I've been reading some of his tweets lately. Have you heard of his tweets?
Yes, I have heard of Jaden Smith's terrible tweets and laughed at them.
Okay, so just to give an example, guys, here's an old famous one. If newborn babies could speak, they would be the most intelligent beings on Earth. Okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, they've got all that life experience, right?
Right. Let's get to some new ones. Okay. Let's put on some music for this one. Right?
Do you think he's trolling when he does this?
I think he is.
Has to, right?
I think he is trolling now.
I think maybe he didn't start trolling.
Right, but now it's trolling. Because right here, 19 hours ago, he says, "Oh my God, I'm about to tweet the most Jaden Smith thing ever." Ready? And this is what he says. The more time you spend awake, the more time you spend asleep.
Yeah, that's
Okay. One more for the kiddies.
All right.
One more for the kiddies.
Right,
okay.
Right. What's brought this on, dude? Why were you?
I don't know. Relationships are messed up, but your face isn't. Okay? There we go.
What?
There we go. Just wanted to throw that in there. Just throw it in there for you guys.
What? Okay. So, why? Why were you looking at Jaden Smith quotes? Why?
Well, it's more like an internet rabbit hole that I got sent through, and I ended up at Jaden's tweets again, which
brilliant.
I was looking at some Will Smith interviews by Jimmy Kimmel, and it was fun, and then I saw his son, and
so hey, I'm gonna swing it terribly back to GW2 as well because I'm gonna forget very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before the pods, Matt and I watched Ready Up. This was a very, very good Ready Up.
Yeah, that's right.
So where they talked a lot about Stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sort of wondering what your opinions were on it and how you felt it had gone and stuff.
I think they showed a lot this time. They actually walked through the whole thing and killing. I feel like when I use excited, people think I'm like, woo, yeah. No, I'm excited to play it for sure because I haven't been into Conquest for a while. I rather something like this, definitely 2 lanes, mobile style. I thought it was going. I wonder how the supply works because I didn't know 1 supply equaled 1 door kicker. and Archer.
Doorbreaker. Yeah,
Doorbreaker,
It
yes.
was 1-for-1.
I didn't know that. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people, like, they go for supply first and they come back, and that will always be like that battle in the beginning is like when they go for supply and they come back and they spawn a bunch of different ones. I really want to see how it works. I want to play it first, but as it looks pretty interesting. Yes, it's going to be 5v5, just in case you didn't watch the live stream. A lot of people had those questions.
But now, one clarification on that, though, is they're not like, even though it very much sounded that way on the live stream, I'm very confident that if it turns out 8v8 in customs is all people care about and everyone loves it, then you could start seeing that be the matchmaking stuff. But I think for now, they don't want to complicate.
Right? Just like dueling. People love that, but they definitely brought that back in, right? They brought it in last feature patch, too.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm just being spiteful because I want dueling in the game. But
wow.
Let's go.
I was actually talking to someone about...
custom arenas are going to be the thing. People are going to jump in there and enjoy it, I think. When people want GVGs, though, do they mean that they want PvE GVGs, like in World v World? Or do they want a PvP GVG?
It's a split. I do think, though, in general, there are more of the world versus world variety who want the really... And I'm a bit of a snob. I'll hold my hands up. I think it's really dumb. I'm sorry. I'm maybe not in the best position to talk about it because I haven't experienced too much of it.
Any more Guild Wars 2 dislikers?
Dude, no, it's fine. It's fine. Look, it's fine. But the whole let's smash two Zergs into each other and call out the same stuff every single time. Oh, on me, water, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't know. I think it's way less nuanced, way less interesting, and far harder to follow than a real GVG game type would be.
Oh, no one's going to watch that.
Competitive PvP.
No one's going to watch that.
No. You don't understand. People in that scene think that people would watch that.
No.
You see it come out all the time. They're like, if 100 people watch a stream of the World versus World GVG, why don't you give us an official support of it? I'm like, Jesus Christ, please, no. But yeah, no, it's out there, dude. A lot of people really like it. And honestly, they're the majority.
Sponsors, it's not enough to pay anything. You need to times that by 100.
What those people want really is just like a big courtyard. It's crazy to me. I think if they tried to work it into a game type where it was like 20v20 and there was a lot of siege around and stuff that was supposed... But then they're so purist about it. They're like, no, I just want my blob versus their blob and nothing else. And I can't get behind it.
GVGs is not for esports. This is not going to be an esports thing. If people think that's a little bit weird. They're mistaken. That doesn't work. No, 5v5... is the maximum to follow. Maybe even a little bit more. Maybe 10v10 or 8v8 or...
I think 8v8 is desperately pushing it. I'm a big fan.
I just having more than 5 people on the team? I don't know. It depends on how it's set up. It depends if, there's groups. It's like, Aaron and Smith. Oh, these two guys are the best. Blah, blah. Look at them kill those supply and grab the hero.
The best benefit that going up to 8 would be is it could offer more interesting team comps and splits. So old GVG was 8v8 and there was a wide variety in the way that groups would tackle, bring down the enemy guild lords. Sometimes they do like lots of splits where there were lots of mini little groups. Sometimes they'd have like a bulk core of 6 people and then like a pocket roamers who would go off and do their thing. And obviously there was the idea of the flag stand as well previously, so you dedicate someone to that. So there was, because you had the more numbers to play with, there were more interesting like possibilities out there, but metas still formed, and even though there were potentially mathematically a lot more options available, they weren't necessarily always employed anyway. And so, but I would concede and go up to 8v8 if it truly showed that the game got way more dynamic and had a lot more depth to it and stuff. I would definitely be happy with that, but I think 5v5 offers too much for now. You look at skill cap stuff, you look at how easy it is to follow skill effects, you look at how easy it is to form a team, to follow a team. 5v5 is just great, man.
I would like to see 10v10 Stronghold just because of the amount of supply, and supply is just there, right? It's unlimited.
Yeah, I
right?
don't think it depletes.
It depletes. No. So everyone can go in the middle, fight for supply, grab a whole ton of supply, and then start pushing, and then they'll have people like guarding supply,
you
going
spawn
for
armies and
heroes,
stuff in theory.
hassling the other people, going into the jungle and and ganking your lanes and stuff like that. Oh man, I cannot wait to see stuff like that.
Doesn't look like there's much of a jungle. I'm curious how it plays between lanes as well.
Yeah,
I mean, they did a really good job. I really think hats off to that Ready Up. Like, there was a really good, they did pretty much everything. They showed us promotional trailer stuff. They did an actual walkthrough. Hugh was like a complete boss. He was so articulate, explained everything perfectly. Grouch was a great host, riffed off of him very well. At the end, they did the questions. They clarified a lot of things that hadn't been discussed. It was a really well formatted show. It was very, very well done. And they covered like tons of stuff. But even despite all that, I'm like, I want to know more about the map.
Sometimes it's so weird to hear something positive because it's just like all I hear is negative all the time.
Dude, last week's Ready Up, I felt sorry for Grouch. He had to go on there and basically say, I have nothing. See you next week. And he had to like drag it out to 15 minutes.
Right. I hope he took it as a joke when I was messing with him and stuff. Because I was like,
oh, you were messing with him. What's wrong with you? What you doing?
No, not in chat. When I did the video, I did the awkward moment. That's such sweet awkward moment. Oh my gosh, it was great. It was great. They tweeted it out. Guild Wars 2 tweeted it out and everything.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh my god,
it's funny. It's funny. I mean, I joke around. And people take me seriously. Oh, it's so funny when people take me seriously.
You're in the serious leagues now. That's
yeah.
What you get for doing a podcast with me. You're not allowed to be aloof.
Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't want to do news anymore. Okay, you know what? No more news. You
sweet. Yes. All right. Everyone, come to me. I'll take another 10K. Easy. Thank you.
Anyway, so I've been watching. No, I watched Big Hero 6. Have you watched this movie?
Is this the guys that made Frozen and they did this was what they went on to make after that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm almost confident it is. Big Hero 6.
Yeah,
it's a Marvel hero, right? That Disney bought the rights.
It's a mushroom. It's a mushroom hero, a marshmallow.
Yeah, but it's a guy that makes a robot, right?
Right. It's a guy, a little kid who makes a robot. Some stuff happens. Yeah, I can't really talk about it. There's a lot of spoilers in there. But
why are we bringing it up if you can't talk about it?
It's good. I want people to go see it. I want people to not go see it. Go watch it on Netflix. So
you're just a shill now for Disney because of the Maker acquisition, right?
It's a good film. It's about a kid who's actually really smart, and his brother gets him interested in actually going to school, and some stuff happens. You see it's extremely funny to see how the characters interact with each other. It's just an overall really good movie. Like even the robot, the little plushy robot, has like personality. It's weird. I really get into animated films, like a really good animated film. I love this type of stuff, like How to Train Your Dragon. And when I watched this, I've been wanting to watch this for a while. I was satisfied with the result, even though the ending is very kiddie. I wish it was maybe a little bit different, but they can't really do too much with it.
I can't believe this came out already, and that in November. What the hell?
What?
I had no idea. I mean, I still think of Frozen as a new release, but Jesus. Yeah. Yes, it was. So this is basically the next official chronological Disney movie. So it's in the same lineup as, the golden age we had through the 90s where you had The Lion King and Aladdin and all that kind of stuff constantly coming out. And Frozen was the most recent one before this, and then Big Hero 6 came out.
Yeah, you got the Disney shorts that coming out on YouTube. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. That reminds me of Disney's DX. I was a big fan of Disney's DX's Tron Legacy Uprising. I thought that was such a good show, and it got canceled. It was such a good show. I just never thought Disney had it in them. And then my friend got me into Star Wars Rebels. He really likes it. And I'm kind of afraid to tell him that I'm not as enthusiastic. I don't think it's
what
bad.
Is Star Wars Rebels? Is this a game? Is this a show?
It's a show. But the graphics, oh man, they look like Lego pieces.
Why are you being so superficial, bro?
Dude, I have to be. It looks like Cuckoo Kaka. Okay?
What? What?
It looks like Cuckoo Kaka, man.
I'm looking it up now.
It really doesn't look good. Like the animation for the hair looks like it was on a budget. Like it's just, oh my gosh. It's
Okay.
really not appealing. Really not appealing.
Wait, but what about the actual substance to the show? What about the plot, the characters, the narrative, the pacing?
There's certain parts in the first episode where lines needed to be delivered properly and weren't. And it brought me out, including, you know, of course, the appearance of the show. I think it's still decent. I'm still gonna give it a shot. I think I'm still gonna watch it. Maybe not something I would like sit down and watch with my wife and add it to our list of stuff that we watch together. But I think it might be something I watch on my own, you know, on my free time whenever I have that.
Dude, I actually have been watching some stuff that I can talk about.
What? I thought you had nothing to add.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
What is
first of all, Walking Dead came back, so the mid-season break's over. I don't know if you noticed that.
People,
it is over.
Yeah,
again.
people keep telling me, "Oh, have you watched it? Have you watched it?" I'm like, no.
Actually, dude,
yeah,
wasn't the best episode. I didn't really like it very much.
What?
It was,
really?
Yeah, it wasn't a great episode.
Wow.
They did a thing again that we've talked about quite a lot on the pod as well, which will be interesting.
No, they
and
did
the other
not.
thing, no, I will say no more. And then the other thing I watched was Better Call Saul. I tried to talk to you about this in the middle of a stray, and you were like, I don't know, you didn't seem interested.
Oh,
dude!
I was concentrated on not getting my butt tickled. I was.
Okay.
I realized that while editing that I kind of get distracted sometimes.
Yeah, you totally blew me off there, dude. That could have been like some kind of rude comment that I'd made there, and you wouldn't have picked it up. It's a good show. It feels like Breaking Bad, and if you liked the character Saul Goodman, and obviously the premise is very different, right? It's not about a guy, a science teacher with cancer who turns to methamphetamine production. It's a very different premise, but stylistically, everything about it is Breaking Bad. It's amazing, dude. It's really, really good. The first 2 episodes are already out, and the best thing, Matt, as well, is it starts. So it's his past, right? It's how he sort of became what he was when we saw him in the show Breaking Bad. But it began, you know, at the end of Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman kind of leaves the picture. He gets away, right? And he's like, he moves somewhere else to sort of live a quiet life or whatever. You know, he gets his money and he runs, right? That was the end of his story. Well, Better Call Saul begins with like this long black and white scene, and Saul like jokingly says in an episode of Breaking Bad when things are really intense towards the end of the show, he says, "You are my most like volatile clients ever. This is ridiculous. Best case scenario, I'm working at a Cinnabon in 3 years, putting my feet up at the end of the night," or something like that. He says in Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul opens in black and white, present day, not in the past, present day, and he's working at a Cinnabon. And he's like, he looks depressed and stuff. This is the opening sequence of Better Call Saul, so it's not like a spoiler or anything. So what I'm saying to you is Better Call Saul is showing us his past, but it's going to include story stuff from after Breaking Bad 2 and what happened after all the Walter White stuff happened.
Ooh.
Dude, so it's like it's really good. And you see old characters. Mike is in it. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good.
Wow.
Very, very happy with it. So, fun show.
That's gonna
and
be
I think
weird.
I've got something new to watch.
I gotta give
Yeah,
that.
it is. It's a little bit weird, but it's also, I think it's really standing on its own. I've only seen 2. It's only had 2 episodes out, so you can't say too much just yet. But I think it stands on its own. I think even people who don't know what Breaking Bad is, a new show has come out. Just know about it. If you're into kind of quite gritty stuff, sometimes maybe I suppose. Check it out. Honestly, Better Call Saul. It's an AMC show, and it just started coming out. Really cool.
Man, AMC has it all, dude. AMC was nothing. A place to go watch black and white old Western movies. Now it's everything.
Really? They used to do black and white Western movies? Really?
Yeah, that's all I used to see on AMC. There were nobodies, man. There were nobodies. Now they got The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Oh my gosh. So good. All right. Yeah. Comic books. Yeah, right.
So you bought them. So you're into New 52 now.
I decided to do a combination. I was talking with another guy on my Facebook about comics and what should I collect, because it's expensive. It's a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're getting into an expensive hobby, man.
Yeah, it's very expensive. So I wanted to see like what should I do? Should I do digital, a little bit of digital, and buy all the stuff that I like? And that was pretty much the way I'm going to be going. But I did go to the comic book store, and man, I found the two most the two most stereotypical comic book nerds there.
Really?
Older white guy, balding. All right, yeah. So there was two of them. There was one huge guy, not huge as in like, oh, he's like fat or anything like that, but huge as a tall, bigger guy. But he had this little voice. We're closing in 10 minutes. Yeah, yes, and he had a little bit lisp. Because when I was talking to the other store clerk, he was like explaining to me all like the rules of comics and what stories are good, what is good and bad about the New 52, what to expect with the Black Spider-Man and blah blah. Like he was going through all of it. He was talking really fast, and the guy, the other clerk was just like, "We're closing in 7 minutes." Oh, we're closing in 3 minutes. Like he kept saying it over and over again, trying to get me out. Me and my wife were the only people left. But he was. There was this weird moment. I didn't pick up on it, but my wife did, where he was like, he said something a little racist.
Really? Why? What's the story?
Oh no, she picked up on something else. I picked up on this. We both picked up on this. He was like, I was like, oh, what about Miles Morales? And he was like, oh yeah, Marvel's just trying to shove him into the story right now, but like he was just getting really in a really bad area, and I'm like, you realize I'm black, right? you realize I'm black, right? But I don't care about that stuff. He also was talking. He was talking about it, and he says it's out of print, and I was like, "Oh, I saw it online." And he's like, "Oh, no. We could order it." And like I didn't notice that he was so edgy. He was so edgy about that me going somewhere else to buy a comic. But I was gonna buy a comic. I had a couple in my hand. I had the new what I decided to get. Long story short, I decided to get the New 52 Batman. I have it over there. But the New 52 Batman Volume 1, I got the collection of the issues 1 through 6, because basically in a paperback you get like the collection of that story or that arc, which is what I got. And of course I ordered.
Was that expensive?
Miles Morales. Yeah, they are pretty expensive. It was like 16. It was $16 plus tax. But I got a bunch of free comics as well. Because you get a bunch of free comics in comic book stores. Like
one thing I think is kind of cool. It's like these kinds of places. The people who work there are so, you can joke about whatever, but right, like they're so enthusiastic about what they do, right? Like, and you could just have this huge conversation with this guy who just rattles off all this information, just talking really quickly, and that's awesome. That's so cool for him. But then at the same time, it's like they're probably going to go out of business, because
it's sad.
People are just going to buy online and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people, even people were kind of saying that when I was tweeting out, I go digital, and I'm pretty sure most people steal their stuff. Most people. And they're very okay with getting stuff for free. We live in a day and age where everything needs to be in the microwave, and no going to the store, and you want to get everything for free. Stealing games, pirating, all that type of stuff. Music, everything. I am not into that. Stealing every dang thing. So
controversy.
So I kind of want to have the physical copy as well. That's another issue with me as well.
I've been reading this weird thing that I totally don't understand. But you know how the Pirate Bay went down for ages and then it came back up?
Right.
There's some thing where people keep saying if you use the Pirate Bay now, like it came back up, like as a part of some like deal with the feds or something.
What?
So that like it tracks you and stuff now if you go anywhere near it. Or there's like some weird conspiracy theory thing going on, and I keep seeing it being mentioned. I haven't taken the time to care about it or read about it at all, but yeah, it looks like a pretty serious thing at the moment.
That's a little bit scary.
Either that or it's a lot of foolish scaremongering because the law doesn't actually work that way. But yeah,
I'll be staying away from that to get my movies.
Yeah. Wow. Brilliant.
What?
Nicely
I can't be
in front of everyone.
What movies? Of course I swipe some of them. Some of them I get on Blu-ray.
Swipe. You even used the word swipe.
Swipe or no swiping? Oh, come on. Let's not.
Of course I swipe
kid
movies.
ourselves here.
Matt Visual
okay?
2015.
I like my 1080p. Okay. I use Crunchyroll, but I like my 1080p. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Crunchyroll for my anime though, because that's convenient. I don't like streaming stuff. I like downloading stuff. Okay. I deal with it for sometimes. But anyways, I want to say one more thing. For people who are doing digital stuff, digital comics, even with manga as well, this works for manga, you can download this app called Comic Rack. I had it for my phone, but I didn't know it was for PC, and it libraries all your comic books. And it tells you what you're reading, what you've read, what you've finished, what you've favorited, all that. And it's like a big library. It's like an iTunes for comic books, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought I would mention that.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah, I thought
that's pretty badass.
So
this audio adventure is going to be you in the comic book store?
No. Actually, I should have done that. But I have something else, and it's with another person. But I feel like the next time I'm going to have 2 weeks to think of something really glorious, okay? Even though this one's going to be good, something glorious for you guys.
Well, you've totally lowered my expectations.
Yes,
here.
okay. I'm sorry. Go. You ready?
No, I'm desperately... I've been very adeptly. You can probably hear the floorboards squeaking during the pod. I'm trying to move around to figure out where my headset is because I apparently have lost it. So give me 1 second.
Amazing. Oh, so
it's down here.
Oh, you could hear his room, guys. This is his room. This is professional quality content that we have here on VisualWood Corporation Inc. Yeah. You okay there, Frank?
Yeah, I was on quite the adventure. I went to I went to Narnia. There's time dilation and stuff.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say satanic. So
wow, why?
I went to this, and then you stopped. I was like, oh, went to the satanic realm.
I was going to say the center of the earth. But okay, all right, here we go.
Demonology. Okay.
Outside the line on the side of the house, does it go behind the fence or is it before the fence?
What do you mean?
On the side of the house.
You mean when it goes up here? I don't know. I have no idea.
No, I saw your sign that said you have dogs.
No.
So, oh, okay.
Those are just. I just got the house, so okay. I just kept them out there,
Gotcha.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. It made sense to me. All right.
I need to go outside this way.
Let me look right here in the front real quick.
Okay.
Because I don't know, it may not go behind the fence. It may just go right here on the side.
Oh, I lock it. Oh, it's the front one.
Okay.
Oh.
So I thought I wouldn't give you any hints because it might be too easy. So
what is this?
So what are we talking about?
Okay, I'm guessing it's a neighbor.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that as a yes.
No, I didn't answer that.
No, I'm taking it as a yes. Or a prospective buyer of the house who wants to see, certain stuff by visiting your house or something. But they're talking about something going behind a fence. What could be going? I think, I'm tempted to say pipes or something. Or you said you left something up. What could you have left up on your house? For a moment, I thought maybe it was something to do with the security cameras, the fake ones that you were talking about. And someone got angry that you were filming or something. Mm-hmm. And that was your lie. Oh no, they've just been up since I moved in. It's fine. But that doesn't make any sense with the behind the fence thing. Maybe there's something to do with animals. You've got some kind of an animal issue, and them going behind the fence is I don't know. Maybe she's got dogs and they dig out or something, or. What else goes along?
So hints, no. It's not a neighbor.
It's not a neighbor?
Not a neighbor.
Is that a hint, really?
Yeah, that's a hint. It's not a neighbor because you're focusing on everything to do with the neighbor. So I'm giving you a clue that it's not the
all
neighbor.
right. So if it's not a neighbor, it's someone visiting your house.
Right, because I would never let in a neighbor from my neighborhood. All right, go ahead.
Jesus, wow. So you're letting in someone into your house.
Mm-hmm.
Do you personally know this person?
No.
You don't. I didn't think you did. You were doing the voice. The voice. The I don't know you voice. So why would someone you don't know? I mean, what is it, like an electrical worker or something?
No.
But is it like a gardener? Is it someone
No.
you're hiring?
Not hiring, no.
But they're doing a job for you.
They're doing a job for me.
They're doing a job in your back garden.
It has something to do with the garden.
What could they be doing to do with the fences in your garden and the house? And all right, you've got something on your house that you want taken off, and because you left them up when you moved in, and now you don't want it there anymore, and so they're going to remove it. Maybe there's some kind of cable connected to it which runs onto the back fence, or there's something that's somehow relevant. I'm on the ballpark.
Oh, you mentioned something in that last couple sentences that might.
Cable.
All right, get one more shot. You've passed your 3 questions. One more shot.
What could be on the outside of your house?
Who is the woman? Who is the woman? Dun, 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 dun.
She is a gypsy coming to collect scrap metal.
Guess. A real guess. Dang it.
I don't know. Maybe she's like a cable worker. She's going to take a satellite dish off the side of your house.
Oh, so close. I'll give you a half a point for that. I'll give you a half a point.
All right. Come on, what's the story,
She's the Comcast woman.
Okay.
The Comcast woman. There's always a dang problem. Every time I say it on Twitter, it's always a dang problem. I actually get them to come over my house over and over and over again. And this time, like, my internet was like dropping. You remember that way back? My internet was dropping.
Yeah.
I saved this one for now because, it wouldn't be relevant now. So she came over and we were just having a chat, people stealing internet and stuff like that. And what she wanted to know was where the cord is and where it was going. So it goes outside the house, over the fence to the front of the house. And there's like the box where they mess with stuff. But what she was asking me was, do I have a dog, right? And she says she saw all those signs up, and I say, yeah, I didn't take them down because of the neighborhood. Right.
So you're already faking to people that you've got some aggressive dog that's going to attack them if they try and rob you.
Oh, I'm going to have speakers. So when people get close, when we're both inside, I turn on the dog system. And we have automatic lights, right, around the house.
Yeah,
so I can see if somebody's outside. I'm also going to attach a dog speaker to it.
Dude,
so as soon as someone comes,
right
one that's foaming at the mouth, like someone with rabies, that's what I want, and I probably will make the sound effect myself.
Oh, yeah, rabies inside. You could just put up a sign that says that.
Yeah.
Beware the leprosy. Any of those.
Beware the leprosy.
Yeah. Are you gonna do the camera
I need
thing?
that on a shirt. Beware the leprosy.
Whoa, what are you talking? That would be a pretty offensive shirt. Holy damn. What?
Yeah, you're right.
Are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the camera thing?
The camera thing. Oh, yeah. I'm totally gonna do the camera thing. I was playing with a friend. All right, Fred.
Yeah.
I was playing with Fred here, and I told him I got a camera. He's like, "Is your neighborhood really that bad?" I'm like, listen, white boy. Of course my neighborhood is that. Like, let me tell you what happened. Me and my wife wake up at night from people screaming outside. Okay? You guys see the house. The house is very nice, right? But everybody else around me, okay, is not so nice. Okay? We got the white picket fence and all that. Yeah, sure. Still doesn't change anything. We, like... Have I ever told you about this couple that keeps waking us up at night? Talking about where's my money? Oh my gosh, I know you spent it on crack. No. And like getting up in her face and stuff. And it's just a little tiny girl. I'm assuming she's
are they
a
like full-on
crackhead.
domestics?
Yeah, like they They walk in front of my house to yell, and then they walk away. I watched them because, YOLO.
God, you seem like such a grumpy old man. Like, you really do.
I need to come out with my stick. If you
get off my lawn!
Get off my lawn! I really want to do is get a fake gun that does a flare as well. So I just come out with my shotgun and just come out yelling like a wild man, like what the Indians used to do.
What is wrong with you?
Like this, the frightened people, right? I want to do that. But except with a shotgun, just come out running. Like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Yeah, stop getting out in front of my door. Oh, just come out and just start shooting, popping off shots, like fake shots.
The way you went out with all of it, like full on confident, and then you ended it with to frighten people, like question mark, like totally unsure for a second, and then barreled on.
There you go. Yeah, there you go, guys. That's me. So
I've got
Green Mile.
I got a thing to admit now, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So I watched the movie on Saturday night. It was really good.
That's what are you doing?
I remember a lot about it.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I didn't watch the movie, guys.
There
I'm sorry.
you go.
I didn't watch the movie. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I've been very preoccupied with other stuff, I suppose, and
let's put. There was a smooth jazz cut here, thanks to Wooden Potatoes. Yeah,
but
there you go.
Green Mile.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching it like tomorrow or the day after, I think.
Right, and then you're gonna come and edit the video and put your thoughts.
No. I can hold a conversation about it though. So bees, man, it's a crazy movie, right?
But I thought it was bees, but it's like more like nets, like little flies. It's weird.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was. I swear it was bees when I was young. I watched this like years ago, guys.
Do you want to summarize it for people?
All right. Yeah, it's very simple actually. It's about a Tom
Huge
Hanks
guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's about a prison guard, right? A group of prison guards who they handle a certain block E called the Green Mile, what they call the Green Mile, where they have they get inmates that will eventually go to the electric
death
chair.
row.
Yeah. Definitely, and the old electric chair with the switch and everything, and that's pretty much it. So what happens is that they get a really humongous dude, really huge black dude. Wow, that sounds racist, doesn't it? A lot of people say huge black dudes. A huge black dude named John Coffey, right? Not
John Coffey, yeah.
John Coffey. Like the drink, but not spelled the same. Not at all. That's what he says. But he's caught because he supposedly murdered 2 girls, right? And as the story progresses, I guess spoilers, guys.
He claims innocent, by the way, right?
Yeah. There you go. Spoilers. He's innocent, and you realize that through the film because when he comes in, he says, "I tried to help it, but I couldn't. I couldn't stop it." Well, what's the quote from that? I tried to help it, but I couldn't stop it. I tried to take it back.
Get me to quote it.
I tried to take it back.
Years.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I tried to take it back, but I was too late. So when they found him with the 2 little girls in his hands, and he said that, people thought that he meant that he accidentally killed them by accident.
Yeah.
But what it really meant, as he grabs Tom Hanks's balls, and heals him from a urine infection.
UTI.
Yeah.
Wait, is it that, or does he have like bladder stones or something?
Yeah. I think it was a bladder infection. Okay.
I just remember there's a lot of scenes of him peeing and talking about it.
Oh my gosh,
fire.
I can't. Scenes like that makes me cringe. Like not like cringe as cringe, but cringe is like I'm holding myself to make sure my balls don't explode or something like that because I'm cringing at the fact that he's having a problem and I feel the pain from it. I've had an issue like that way back. Not an infection, but like I'm pretty sure a lot of guys can relate to this. And girls, you know how what we go through. When I was young, something happened. Okay, this might get a little bit gross. Something happened.
Wow, here we go. Rubbing my hands
Things
together.
were coming out that wasn't supposed to. And it hurt to do everything. Even sleep, even sit. Everything hurt. It just constantly was throbbing all over the place. And I had to go get an ultrasound on my testicles.
Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about your bull story before.
Oh, we have. Well, there you go, guys. There you go. So a woman put
bit of a
cold
top
stuff.
up for you guys.
The same thing that you guys do what they do to pregnant women with the cold stuff on their belly.
Yeah.
The same thing on my
Ultrasound.
balls. A woman did that for me. Thank God it was a woman.
What do you mean? Thank God it was a woman. You'd want it to be a really old dude that's like,
No.
seen it all, right?
No. I was very afraid. I think we talked about this before. I was
Why
very
would you want
afraid
a lady, though?
because it was an attractive woman. I was young and it was an attractive woman.
Yeah, that's
so
not
I
a
had
good
to
thing.
hold it. Because I had to be naked and put something on my thing back and lean it back, right?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit hoarding. A little bit.
No, this is not good. You're saying this is just good
It was
because
a
this
little
turned
bit
into like a
hard
sexy adventure.
to push back on it
my
because the woman was attractive. Okay.
Oh my
So
God. I still don't know why this is good.
Oh, okay. So let's move on from that. Rated R podcast. Here we go. Sorry, guys who know me in real life,
Well, look,
who
tell
happen
them
to be
what John-
listening to this.
Tell him what John Coffey can do, dude.
We got to that. He grabbed.
No, but you didn't explain why.
Well, yeah,
why
okay,
did he
well,
grab the girls?
yeah, I
what did he
did.
do to Tom Hanks?
Right. He grabbed Tom Hanks because he needed to help him. He wanted to help it. He's
do
a
you mean by
very
that, Matt?
simple fellow, maybe a little not necessarily dumb, but just simple. And he healed him from his bladder infection, and basically he like sucks it up and coughs it out and takes it out. It's really weird. It's like a supernatural twist on the movie, and I guess it's kind of jarring. When I was watching it, I was like, wow, this is really not necessarily
It
out
takes
of
a very odd
place.
turn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You think it's a very realistic movie, guys, and it sets a very specific tone, and you think you know where you are with the movie, and you think we're just dealing with this guy on death's row,
Right.
and you're going to be sad about the fact he's going to die. And then the really cool thing about the Green Mile is you suddenly realize, wait, there's some supernatural stuff going on. This person can heal people. He can suck the bad essence and injuries out of people and cough them up in forms of like bees or whatever. And so yeah, that's like the basic story. But then how does it end, Matt?
Well, I guess the big point of the movie, well, not the big point, but the big part of the movie was them helping him escape so he can go and heal the warden's wife that was really sick, like no turning back. And the warden's wife has like a tumor inside of her, like deep inside of her brain where they can't operate. And she's like acting so weird. I can't imagine what the warden is going through. Like you can see him physically just being tormented by seeing his sweet wife cursing and acting weird and like disgusting and whatever as he like describes it. And he goes and he heals the wife, and from that, like they're like all the prison guards like really love him. You know, they really.
But the law.
Huh? The law. Well, it's a law that he needs to die, and they were prepared to let him escape, and he was like, no, I'm tired, and he goes on to say that he's been just on this journey of constantly, I guess kind of healing people, kind of always dealing with people, and he thinks the world is ugly and he just wants it to end. But he got his cornbread, so I think it's all good as long as he get his meatloaf, cornbread, and gravy, some okra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he went at, but he he died, and Tom Hanks is telling this story years later. As an older person, because there was a certain part where, what's his name? I really like this actor. He played Billy. He was the guy who actually killed the two little girls.
The murder,
yeah, two little girls, and he showed Tom Hanks through giving Tom Hanks a little bit of himself, a little bit of the magic, and it was he ended up being living longer because of that. And you wonder if the big guy was so big because of all that magic, because of he probably lived so long that it affected him, probably, maybe he was so old that his brain kind of reversed back to a kind of a child kind of thing. Yeah. You know, a lot of things you can think about and speculate about of why maybe he's been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it was a great movie. We're talking too long about it. It was a great movie. The rat honorable mentions were all of the characters were great. Even the beginning, I guess kind of what do you call a Native American guy in the beginning? Like even he had personality, and he was in there for 10 minutes of the movie. Yeah. Like everyone, this movie was great. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. To just give it a score, I really well done. I was worried that it was 3 hours, and that I was just worried it was long and it's gonna be drawn out and there was gonna be some bad parts. But I thought it was great, and I'm so happy that we watched it. I'm actually really happy.
You really slipped it in there. You were like, oh, and he died, and then moved on. But that's a really sad part of the movie. Yeah, it's a huge tearjerker, guys. It's a very emotional movie.
There's so much. We could talk about the rat. We could talk about the French guy and how sad that was because the douchebag guy and how he got his, and just so much to the movie that we can talk about. But it's a good movie. You guys should go watch it if you haven't watched it already. But I guess if you skip to this part,
thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking for next week? Because obviously we've had. I think I've picked the last two.
Oh no, we're watching The Room.
Okay, what's The Room? What's the deal?
So The Room is a classic B movie. All right, and I've watched my share of B movies. Samurai Cop is a good one.
Is this what someone was tweeting you about?
Yes. And I totally forgot about this one. I want to watch this one. This one, I forgot the story about this. It was just a guy who had money and he wanted to make a movie about himself. And this is what came out, and it ended up getting a cult following of how bad it was and stuff like that.
Okay, what's the general premise?
I don't know. I haven't. I didn't want to watch anything of it. I wanted to watch it freshly. Like for Samurai Cop, I watched a lot of clips of really, really bad acting.
Okay,
but
all right.
This right here, I just want it fresh in my mind of just a bad B movie. Get some popcorn and enjoy this.
All right, yeah, because we haven't done this for a while, and we were saying last podcast that we kind of want to watch it something stupid, right?
Yes.
So we can totally do that. Yeah, all right, I'm down for it, yeah.
Yeah, we watched so many decent movies, okay?
So again...
When you go back to I Frankenstein quality.
Yes, this is The Room, guys, okay?
Have you ever watched a B movie before? Like, a seriously B movie? Like...
Yeah, I've watched some bad movies, but that doesn't...
Like Birdemic B movie.
Just a B movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, I guess we already talked about movies and TV shows.
I did find a riddle for you if you wanted one for this podcast.
Okay. This riddle is sponsored by Jaden Smith.
Okay, now this is all right, and I'm gonna scare you with this comment. Okay, this is from an Australian website called kidspot.com. Okay, .au, I guess. So maybe whatever. All right, and the article is called 10 Easy Riddles for Kids. And the picture is like a little black girl and a little white girl, and they must be like 6.
Why do you gotta have why do you make it about race? Why you gotta be about race?
Well, no, because look, there's 2 girls and they're of different race, so it's worth pointing out.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm just doing what you do.
So,
yeah, okay, go ahead.
Well, look, if they were both black, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it. I would have just said, hey, 2 little girls.
No, I think you should mention it if it was 2 black girls.
Why?
I don't know.
What if one of them was Chinese? Do I have to mention that?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But a white and black girl,
I remember that. Whenever we refer to anyone ever now on this podcast, should we always include their race?
Yeah.
How bad would that look? If we actually got in the habit of that in like a year, right, when it's just secondhand, people would tune into this podcast and be like, who are these racists? And they like swear.
Right. I wonder, like, I so think that people just coming into the podcast and not knowing any of our like history and past podcasts, they're gonna be like, man, Matt is so bad. What is wrong with him? Why is he pointing out these things? Oh yeah.
Talking about his balls. This is a Guild Wars 2 podcast, not a testicle.
Right.
podcast,
Yeah. It's a Guild Wars 2 podcast. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready? All right.
Right.
Can you beat these 6-year-old girls, black and white girl? Okay. See, I'm doing it. What belongs to you, Matt, but is more used by others?
What belongs to me, but more
you own it, right?
My name.
It's yours. Oh, snap! Boom! Did you just Google that?
Snap! I can't Google that fast.
That makes you so happy. Okay, do you want to do another one?
No. I wanna stop right there. I wanna stop where I'm ahead. Why I'm on top of the
come
world,
on,
son?
This is like
I'm on
Vegas,
Mount Everest right now. I'm on top of the. Yeah, all right.
You could be on Mount Olympus. You could go to Olympus, dude. Here we go. You ready?
No.
What goes up and doesn't come back down?
My self-esteem.
No. Wait, no, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, no.
I'm a happy person. All right, you own this thing. It goes up and it never comes back down. What is it?
Okay, I feel like this is an easy one and I should be able to get it. But the thing about podcasts is I have to keep on talking, so there's not just a blank.
Yeah.
Empty.
No, so talk me through what you're thinking then about the question.
Okay. What goes up? What goes up? I for some reason I immediately thought about evaporation for some reason.
All right, no, it's about you though. You know how the last one, the last one, the answer was your name.
Right. It's about me. What goes up but does not come down?
What else? If someone's asking for your name, what else might they ask for? What goes up and doesn't come back down? It's about you. Come on.
For a reason, I thought about somebody holding me up in the alley, and
wow, nice.
I had to raise my hands up.
Okay. Thinking of Peep Show now. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Peep Show's good.
All right.
Come
on.
I can't think properly. All
right. Imagine you're filling out a form online, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it says name, Matthew Dawkins.
Whoa, my birthday goes up. My date.
Oh! Come on. There's another word for it. It begins with age. Oh, damn it.
Wow. I think you recovered that right there. I think you recovered it for me right there.
What goes up and doesn't come back down? Your age.
That's easy. I should have caught that if I wasn't focusing on keep talking. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, these 6-year-olds got it, bro.
All right.
The black and the white 6-year-old.
Well, as now that we have a sponsor now, Jaden Smith, he watches us. Here's another quote from him. Okay.
Is this to end on? Is it?
Yeah. Just to end on.
All right. This is to wind down.
This is the best one
session.
out of all. This is not going to be a sucky one. This is not going to be just like end abruptly.
Okay.
Raining again seems pretty consistent. Anyways, guys, with that.
Oh, dude. That was the Jaden Smith podcast.
With that, we'll go on to some questions.
Oh, we're doing questions, aren't we?
We'll pick one or two. There's not that many this podcast. This podcast. It's totally cool.
All right. What have you got?
Oh, okay. Do you guys play any mobile games? Which is very interesting because we never talk about mobile games, but I tend to dabble in some mobile games.
I played a little bit of that Lord of the Rings one where you're building a town because my older brother got super into it with his girlfriend and they had like neighboring towns and they built an alliance and then they like got kicked out of it and stuff. But it wasn't that good. My mother plays mobile games and she refuses to ever spend a penny, which is pretty good of her. She spends like hours.
She's smart. Did you teach her those rules?
Every time I see her playing, I say, don't spend any money. And she's like, no, I'm not spending any money. And then I'll sit there and I'll watch her just grind away at the most RNG, stupid, annoying, pathetic, pitiable excuse of a game. And eventually she'll get through the level and she'll be really happy. And then she'll go to the next level.
All right. So you just played some, like whatever games, like pick it up and then you like toss it to the side, basically. Nothing too serious, right?
What do you play?
All right. So
do you play that Kate Upton game?
No, I don't.
War of Fortune or whatever it is.
I should play the Kim Kardashian game. That's pretty cool.
VisualWood plays Kim Kardashian.
There's a couple good ones that I've played, like Mall Story and Game Dev Story, what I played years ago, and I still go back to Mall Story today because I enjoy it so much, and that is not my phone. There is a couple like even impressive ones like Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, probably one of my favorite games ever, pretty much short indie game ever. And also Monument Valley is also a really, really good game for like serious people. You want a serious game on your mobile device, like something you will feel something with. But Super Brothers is probably one of my favorites. As far as little, games that I toss on just to play was Puzzle Dragons, I think it's called. I think it's Puzzle Dragons. It's the one that got so popular. It's kind of like Bejeweled, but you're like fighting in a dungeon as well. It got so popular that they're bringing it to the 3DS, and they're doing a Pokemon remix of it as well, which is quite interesting. I played that.
Pokemon remix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragons and Puzzles, or Puzzles and Dragons, I think it's called. But it's coming out on 3DS, and it's bringing out transactions as well, microtransactions, which is kind of worrying for 3DS and Nintendo. I'm a little worried about that. But I played one I've been playing recently because I've kind of stay away from mobile games because I tend to be on it a lot. I have one game at a time, and this one's called Crossy Road.
Crossy Road.
It's Frogger, right?
Oh my god, I should have known.
It's Frogger, but a very blocky look. And basically, it's kind of like Poppy Jump, where you have a score. It has a really cool art style. And it's just getting a score. That's it. It's just an easy Frogger game. Just easy. You can play it for 2 seconds and throw it off to the side. That's the type of games I try to stick to so I don't invest too much. You can move back, forward, side to side. It's very easy. You got cars coming, train coming, logs coming, and you get coins that you can use to get more characters. I got this elephant that basically every 20 seconds or so, all the animals start dancing, and there's a disco ball that comes down while I'm trying to dodge cars and stuff. Like there's lots of little interesting features like that. But yeah, mobile games. Wow, you guys didn't expect an answer like that from me.
Yeah, jeez, dude. What an essay.
Yeah, I play a lot of stuff. Okay, I should just.
Wow.
I should just let's play the world. Can I do that?
The world.
It's the world.
Hey guys, so today I'm gonna brush my teeth before I eat my breakfast. And that's because I don't predict I'll be able to have my breakfast until after I get in the car on my way to work. And at that point, the mintiness doesn't really bother me.
I don't know. I kind of like to brush my teeth early in the morning so to make sure they're fresh and I'm not tasting the night taste. You know the night taste?
Yeah, but you wash that down with fresh orange juice. That's what you wash that down with.
Orange juice. No, it's still there. Yeah. It cakes onto your teeth.
What are you talking about? You've got some toxic stuff going on in your mouth. Jeez.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Do all the stuff that people normally say at the end of videos and podcasts. And we'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, everybody.
Brought to you by Jaden Smith.
The philosopher.
Whoa! So tight! Oh,
it's my turn.
Trevor, don't want! Too fast!
Trevor, you're not playing that revolutionary extreme combat simulator strafe, are you?
Yes.
No! What are you doing?
I want to get some!
No, Trevor, you'll just die!
Big-smelting, big, mind-blowing, ultra-real sci-fi action. Strength, finger-triggering advanced AI, auto-generating levels of out-of-this-world carnage. Strength, short-lived lives, death-defying death.
just a boy.